Kia ora iti whānau, hope you're all doing well. We have a full moon incoming tomorrow. I'm recording this on Friday, or tonight, tomorrow, whatever. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this moon, or even just working with the energies of this moon thus far have been really beautiful. I feel like also with the time of year in Aotearoa and amongst other traditions, cultures, it's really a new, and even with the seasons, it's a new season for us in so many different ways. So I hope that you all can embrace that and do whatever you need to do to reset, recharge, rest, reflect. So let's get into these messages. I guess we'll get into a collective message. I'm not sure what Spirit wants to say or how long it will be, and so yeah, depending on how long it is, we will go from there if I end up doing like a pick a card too. But at the moment we just have this oracle deck by Rehipiti Waretini. This, call it an Aotearoa deck, but it's this Indigenous Māori oracle deck. So I'll pull from this and whatever else I feel, and let's see what energies are coming through for us for this Rakonui, for this full moon. In Western astrology, it's in Capricorn. Not sure what it's in Vedic, but yeah, it's a full moon. Cycles coming into completion. Some big ones, I feel. But yeah, if you resonate with this video, please like and share it with a friend or a family member. Comment down below how you resonate. It's really nice to read, it's really nice to read how people connect with what I'm sharing and channeling. Oh, and if you're unfamiliar with me, I am Janina Asiedu. I'm a queer artist, herbal ritualist, and ancestral practitioner. I'm based in Aotearoa. Also, if you'd like to make a donation to us for our time, our energy, our PayPal is in the description. To do those of love, light, happiness, truth, justice, and peace only. They have messages for us, the collective. What messages do you have for us in light of this full moon that we are entering under? What energies do you want to reveal to us for this full moon? Guidance and affirmations you have for us, the collective, this full moon. We have whakapapa, awesome, and hine te iwa iwa, which I will look up because I have forgotten, and then we have mokopuna on the base of the deck. So whakapapa means like lineage, but actually let me just look these up so I don't like butcher the definition of these. But I'm pretty sure whakapapa translates to like your lineage, your ancestry, genealogy. What is the meaning of whakapapa? Yeah, genealogy is a fundamental principle in Māori culture. Yeah. Let's look up hine te iwa iwa. Ooh. Okay, we'll just click on this resource as it's usually pretty reliable. Hine te iwa iwa along with hinori, hina and rona, hine kotea, hine korito, hine makehu, hine korako, hirako, hine korako, are ancestral names in Māori cosmology associated with the procreation of life and the rhythms of life. They're commonly linked to pregnancy and birth, as well as navigation, fishing practices, and the cultivation of food, weaving, and other traditional activities. All of these are guided by and explained by the phases of the moon, the configuration of the stars, and seasonal weather patterns. Hine te iwa iwa is perhaps the most widely known atua, deity, divinity, god. What else can we read on them? Interesting, it actually talks about whakapapa at the bottom. Birth is the instrument by which whakapapa is created. All things are related through whakapapa, the gods, natural phenomena, humans, and all other living things. Whakapapa provides a way of understanding the universe and its past, present, and future. I'm just reading off Te Ara website, in case you are wondering. And mokopuna is, I think, translates to like grandchildren pretty much, but let me just look that up as well and read that for you. Grandchild, a term of address used by an older person for a grandchild or a young child. Okay, so I guess what I'm getting from this is that, I'm pretty close to the mic, whoops. I forget that I don't need to be so close to this mic. So if that was loud, I will just turn that down. But anyway, whakapapa translates to, genealogy, ancestry, pretty much. And so what I am getting from these three cards, let me hold them up for you so you can look at them. I'm hearing cycles of creation as well, and I guess that relates to hine te iwa iwa, with this. I was thinking about the seasonal changes in weather, and we've just like entered into the solstice, the winter solstice over here in Aotearoa. We've also the rising of Matariki, which is connected to ancestry and even connecting with those that have passed on. So I'm kind of seeing that. I'm seeing that it's a really fertile period for us to connect with our ancestors. Sorry, I'm just going to turn a frequency on real quickly. Very loud. Okay. Yeah, so I'm feeling like it's a time for us to connect with our lineage, our cultural traditions and practices, in order for us to pass this down to our children, and not even just our children, like our grandchildren, or like the generation after the next, if that makes sense. I feel like there's a lot being created and like opened up to us. I'm also seeing that there might be quite a bit of pregnancies and birthing happening at this time. So you might find out that you're hapu, that you're pregnant. I'm hearing in the next coming months. I'm hearing if you're trying as well for a kid, it's a very like fertile time for that. Ancestors coming through as well, like some real strong ancestors from the divine realms coming through. When I say coming through, I mean literally like coming through, being given birth to. It's an important time for us under this moon to think about what we want to pass down. If we are someone that cannot give birth, cannot carry, or doesn't want to have kids, you can think about this in the context of just community. What do you want to pass down to community? What do you want to give birth to in your ideas, in your projects, in your creativity, in your work? how does that translate to your whakapapa? How does that translate to your ancestry, your lineage? How does it strengthen? I'm also seeing, like, for those that are having kids, particularly at this time, and even in the next few years, there is a strengthening of the DNA. If you have kids, it's really important to teach them about their culture, their cultures. They might not come from just one place, as a lot of us don't. So what can you incorporate into their ritual, their practices? When I say ritual, can just be routine or what you do every week, whether it's reading stories to them, whether it's language, watching things, you know. How can you bring through this child's whakapapa, even if it is not yours, you know, to strengthen them as well. I feel like for us personally as a collective, there are so many beautiful stories. I'm hearing like enrichment. I'm hearing, there's beautiful stories that will come through at this time. I'm hearing knowledge as well. So pay attention, read up. I'm hearing read people's posts on their own ancestry. There might be things that you get from that. I heard source, going back to the source. So some of us need to tap in a little bit deeper to where we come from for those reasons. Even if you are white or Caucasian, what is your ancestry? Are you Irish? Are you English? What are the stories of your history, your lineage? Whether you feel like they're positive or negative, what can you learn from them? What do you want to see grow through your lineage? What do you want to change through yourself, you know? I'm hearing don't ignore the negative sides of things or the things that you perceive as negative, because those negative things are there for you to alchemize, for you to transmute into a different charge. Thinking of a battery, there's positive and negative charge, right? Negative is not bad, it's just negative. Negative needs to exist so we can be, so life can be created, essentially. So charge the negative with the positive. I'm hearing intention, and then alchemize that way. Yeah, I feel like we're giving birth to so many dreams and things that we want for ourselves, and it's being delivered to us from the cosmos. I'm seeing that, like, and this is looking like weaving, kind of, to me. The interweaving, an intergenerational weaving of our stories with the stars. Some of you all that watch this might not take me seriously when I say the stars, because it might sound like floaty, but it's not. Most indigenous cultures and traditions trace their genealogy, their whakapapa, directly back to star systems. If you don't know about that, go look that up. Your peoples probably trace themselves back to a star system. I'm Ghanaian, I'm a Khan, we trace ourselves back to Sirius. Indigenous Māori here trace themselves back to Matariki star system. So yeah. I'm also looking at this fern, this koutou, and all the little baby ones that are like unfurling or popping up as this one is unfurling. That's the right word, eh? So yeah. That's making me think of all the different things that are being born and unraveling with time, and doing so together. and the things that have already unraveled in the back, right, have already grown. I'm also hearing protection, our lineage, our ancestry, connecting to that kind of thing protects us because it grounds us in the knowing of who we are. If you're feeling uncentered at this moment, that might be why. Yeah, I just opened to kaitiaki, so yeah, that just is reminding me of that protection coming through. Okay, let's get into some tarot. Just go for our tarot of the Orisha today. If you're wanting a tarot divination reading on ancestry, we have two that we offer. We have one that is a 3-card one. It's just a quick one, kind of more based on like encouraging messages from your ancestors, how you can embrace them or your ancestry at this time. And then the larger one, which is like a 40-minute pre-recorded voice message that gets sent with the images of the cards, is more on, we go into depth on your ancestral weaknesses, your ancestral strengths, how you can harness those, the narratives and stories that are coming through. We might even get into like who an ancestor was if they want to come through for you. We also go into and end that off in your ancestral becoming. So who you are becoming at this time is the ancestor that you are. So if you're interested in that or need that, that is in the description. That might be beneficial for some people at this time. I'm hearing a little bit about resistance. So some of you are resisting the journey or resisting going deeper because you're scared. The call will only get louder, you know, so you might as well just jump in. Jump in now. Or dip your feet in, you know. There's nothing to be scared of. I remember when I started my ancestral journey, I was hella scared because I had just come out of the church, and because of the indoctrination that I had gone through, there was a lot of fear instilled in me based on the spiritual beliefs that I was kind of feeling drawn to, right? So if some of you are feeling scared because of religion, you know, you can still do both, and your ancestry is you at the end of the day. So if you're scared, you're just scared of yourself, you know, the deeper parts of yourself. So it kind of doesn't make sense, you know, if you break it down like that. And there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with these practices. We've been doing them for so long. It's only colonial systems and teachings that make us fear our power, our inherent power. Okay, what guidance and information do you have for us, the collective? What guidance and information do you have for us, the collectives? Those cards that just popped out, I put them back, but some of you might be releasing at this time, being overly anxious in love. This can be like romance. I'm seeing romance in particular, but it might be any sort of like love situation, friendships, whatever it may be. It looks like you're releasing lack as well, like not feeling worthy of love, not having enough to give, not feeling like you're receiving enough, or just also being, I heard, overly concerned. So that might be with what someone else is doing, or just based off of like what you have gone through in the past. That looks like that's being released with this moon, or you have the opportunity to release that. Yeah, you might be releasing some toxic habits as well when it comes to like your connections. You're really being encouraged to embrace more of a healthier perception of love. guidance information do you have for the collective under this full moon? We have the enslaved prisoner. What guidance information do you have for the collective in the light of this full moon? Two of Cups reversed. Seven of Air. What guidance and information? Oh, those all fell out. So we have Nine of Fire. Yes, the card that came up before, Oba. This is Yoruba, Nigerian, Orisha. The lover, pretty much, in the tarot. I'm not really going to get into the Orisha, but oh, actually I just said that, and they're like, tell the story. I've told this story a million times. But for those that don't know, you can see that her hair is covered. She embodies a very graceful energy, as you can see, known to be a dancer or a mover. There's that fluidity with the waters. But she was pretty much manipulated into cutting her hair off to add into a soup or a dish to kind of juju up. I can't remember if it was her partner at the time or someone that she wanted to be with, and it backfired. So maybe some of you'll need to not be listening to people's advice that's not good for you. Embrace fluidity, embrace the natural pace of things and your friendships and your connections and community. You don't need to control things so much when it comes to love or your perceptions of love, or even like people that you have been with. I'm seeing some of you are still trying to like control the narrative of someone that you're not even with anymore. Why are you doing that? It's none of your business. So there's a warning there, because if you keep doing that, that's going to backfire on you. So be very careful of how you're speaking of people. I always say this, just because someone has done something to you, I'm not saying that I'm justifying their actions, but you don't know their ancestors and how they step through for them, regardless of their own actions sometimes. You know, this is why we need to move with mindfulness. Stop talking about, I'm really hearing stop talking about your ex. You know, release your ex at this time if you really need to do that. You know, what they're up to is not your business unless it's really directly concerning you. If it's not, let it go. This is the time to let it go, and that's a warning from your ancestors, because I'm feeling it like really come through out of my throat. Yeah, being told off. Why are you letting certain thoughts and conditioning dictate how you perceive them as well, and perceive yourself in the situation? I'm feeling angry as well, like within that strong warning. So either your ancestors are upset about this because you haven't heeded the warning, or this person's ancestors are upset about this, and you will get the consequences if you don't like chill out a little bit, fam. The reason I'm saying this so straight up is because that's how it's coming through. So take it or leave it. But 10 of Earth and Dwarves of Gnomes. Okay. Yeah, again, okay, it's definitely giving breakup energy. So someone that, again, that narrative or that storyline of someone that you have broken up with in the past, like you're still kind of, this is particularly for someone, sorry fam, but I will get to the like more general message of this. It's keeping you restricted and tied up. You're only restricting yourself because of this mamai, because of this pain, and it's only reflecting your own abandonment wounds and issues. And I'm going to say issues because they are issues. They're things that you have not dealt with. You need to deal with them now. Take the time and the initiative. What do you need to do? Do you need to get therapy? Do you need to journal? Stop making excuses, you know. You're getting a telling off. You know, and this isn't from me, this is from Spirit. So yeah, you need to take that time, Nine of Fire, Everyone needs to take this time to detox. Detox your energy. I'm hearing your wairua, your spirit. What do you need to let go of? Let go of anything that is restricting you, judgment that you feel from other people, from community, from your childhood. You may feel like you have failed something in the past that didn't work out for you, particularly in love. It's not a failure. It just wasn't working, It wasn't meant to be. That was, someone that you were meant to experience to learn the lessons that you learn, and you agreed to that before you were born. So be accountable for yourself that you agreed to that. That's how you take your power back. Things that we experience sometimes, not everything, but there are things that we've experienced that we have signed up for before we got here. We've said, yup, ancestors, yup, source, I'll go through that so I can learn that lesson on behalf of my whakapapa, on behalf of my lineage. What are you learning? What are you learning on behalf of your lineage? It's time to stop looking at things just in a victim mentality and look at things based on the wider picture. Be grateful, be humbled that you get to learn this lesson and you can actually see it and acknowledge it, because some of our ancestors didn't have I'm hearing functionality. The resources, the movement that we have to be able to liberate ourselves. I'm seeing some of us here do have that, but we're still keeping ourselves cooped up and restricted. Take a pause, take a look at what you don't want to repeat, fam. And if you're hurting, that's okay, but there's a need for some of us to grow up, especially when it comes to a past situation that we've experienced. And this doesn't need to just be romantic. This can be friendship for sure. Something where you were very intimate with someone. I'm also seeing this can be in a way in which it dictates your own intimacy with self. We need to look at where the tension is in terms of building intimacy with ourselves. Where we hold ourselves back due to our own childhood wounds. That's been coming up heaps within the last week. Abandonment wounds, neglect. Where is our child self, our inner self, our heart wanting to experience more love, I'm hearing as well for some of you all, if you stay stuck in this energy of the past, you're only going to create the same narrative for yourself and you're going to have to learn the lesson again. So it's up to you. What you can do at this time is 9 of fire, put in the work. 9 of fire is not easy. It's kind of like an uphill climb. You're tired, you're sweating, you're detoxing. That's what I'm hearing, detoxing, you're purging. So some of us at this time need to, even exercise might be helpful just to sweat. You might find yourself, I just heard excretion. So you might be going to the bathroom a little bit more. Your bowel movements might be a little heavier. Just embrace it. I think that you're purging. If you need to do a physical cleanse or anything like that, that's something that you can do. But detox what you're consuming, what you're watching as well, what's feeding. I just heard gossip. Some of you love a little gossip, a little chin wag. Stop that. Spirit's watching you all, and you'll think that, I don't know, some of you'll think that you can get away with it because of how someone has treated you or what you've been through, but our ancestors get over that stuff, fam. It's only for a while that it's okay for us to have a little whine and a complain, but look at how long it's been that you've been complaining. How is that benefiting you at this time? It's 1222, 222 for me, talks on peace. I think I opened up this deck and it came open to, let me find it. Rongomo, is that how you say it? If I'm not wrong, this talks about cultivating peace. Let me look it up. And cultivating peace, fam, is not easy. It's work, but it's your responsibility. It's our responsibility. Yeah. peace settlement, maintain peace, to maintain peace. You can't just be like, I want peace, but not nurture it, not cultivate it. You know? And I'm seeing this as us cultivating peace together, even within the collective. How can we cultivate peace together within community? If there's conflict between two, what can we do to bring cycles of peace in, cycles of harmony? Do we need to take ourselves out to check ourselves, to detox, and then come back in to be like, okay, this is what I am contributing to this picture of peace? You know, at this time, there's so many things going on around the world. We're really calling for justice, for liberation, for peace. So what part am I playing in the bigger picture of this fertility? Because peace brings fertility, you know, and source and the divine ancestors, the star systems are feeding us this. But we look at this person's hands up, you know, or I don't know if this is a person or if this is supposed to be Hineti Iwa, but I'm just seeing it as a person receiving and also giving, that exchange, you know. You know, do it for your kids. If you feel like you can't do it for yourself, you have kids, do it for your kids. If you feel like you can't do it for yourself, do it for the little yous that are being born in the community. Like the kids coming up that were like you, that didn't have access to the things that you have access to, you know. Your influence is not too small. We're all here for a reason, and we all agreed to be here, whether you remember that or not. So doing the work, especially when it comes to loving ourselves as well. Source wants us to embrace I'm seeing this as divine feminine, to be honest. So that receptive energy, pinks are coming through. Some of you might want to like go do some movement, go do a movement class, something that I said in thinking heart opening practices. What's going to open your heart up a little bit into like just fluidity and love and sweetness, and not feel so anxious. I heard anxious attachment. So some of you might tend to have an anxious attachment in relationships, just in relating in general. This is going to bring all the wealth, all the protection. Dwarves and gnomes is the cosmos, again, the stars, astrology, the moon, the stars, the spirits of the earth as well, working in harmony to guide us, even within the unknown, you know. We have to choose peace, and we have to choose to protect ourselves as well. If you're not choosing peace in situations, you're not taking responsibility for your own protection. And so I'm seeing that as we're opening ourselves up to this fluidity, this gracefulness in love, we're healing ourselves, allowing ourselves to have a bit of a clean, a purge, a detox, and doing the hard mahi, the work that we need to do within ourselves, our relationships and community. We're being rewarded for that. And protection, and divine alignments, and in wealth. This is really physical, these two cards. This is someone that is also economically stable. That's what comes up in the meaning of the cards. Someone, and these two together is someone that is looked after, you know. When we give to the universe, source, divine, our ancestors, and actually, I'm hearing firstly practice what we preach, and also put in the work to heal ourselves, to release restrictive things and our trauma and our wounds and whatever. Source responds to that, you know, and gives us back. I'm also seeing like what we're cleansing will be replaced. Yeah, I'm literally watching a blackbird clean itself right now in the tree. Take that initiative to cleanse yourself, because no one else is going to do it, you know. But yeah, if anyone was worrying about like money, you're going to be sweet. Like, this is like money coming through and it's stable. You're like, sometimes we don't want to do the mahi that we are called to do because of societal pressures telling us to like do other things, because especially because of money. Like, oh, if I go and do that thing that I know my heart is passionate about, that I love, I'm not going to be in the financial position that I want to be in. Source is saying no, that's thinking out of a lack mindset. It's important for us to know that we're going to be provided for whatever happens, because as a part of nature, as a part of source, or as a part of nature and the earth, there's always things being given birth to. Life and death, it's a continual cycle, you know. And I'm also seeing this as 10 of earth means generational wealth, stability and generational wealth for our mokopuna, for the next gen and the next gen. Yeah, some of you are stubborn. Sorry, I saw Ace of Earth, Taurus vibes, Venus vibes. Some of you are stubborn, but you need to channel that stubbornness into what you actually want to create and give birth to, not into any like toxic tendencies or like your wounds. What other guidance and affirmations you have for us, the collective, light of this full moon? So yeah, fam, embrace what you love, because it's going to bring fruitfulness. Move from your heart. Don't listen to outside opinions. Don't listen to gossip, or try not to, you know. Choose what you listen to from yourself and from others. Align yourself with like divine frequencies at this time. It's a tapu time, it's a sacred time, you know, so treat it as such. Respect it, respect yourself. I heard respect your body, respect your practices. What guidance and affirmations you have for us, the collective, at this time? Four of Earth. This fell out on the Two of Water reversed, this one. So yeah, some of us have to have boundaries. So there might be someone that you have broken up with in your past that you like. I'm hearing breakout, but it could be like a friendship or something that you need to have boundaries with. This could just be in like your memories or your thoughts as well. Eight of Earth. Some of these things that you're like thinking, talking about, feeling restricted by are just distractions. Are just distracting you from like your long-term goals and also your gifts. Some of you will love to craft, make things with your hands, but it's a time for us to be focused on our stability. Four of Earth, Eight of Earth. 4, 8. Very, very stable energies, and that's again generational. 4, foundation, and then again another 4 is what we're building upon, you know. Check your foundation. Is it good? And when I say foundation, I mean like emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and physically and materially. Some of you all might need to save for something that you want to build in the future. Yeah, Capricorn energy is coming through hard. Boundaries with exes, ex-lovers, ex-friends. Some of you might want to take up like something that you can do with your hands to get out some of this energy. Might help remove some like emotional blocks and like fear of emotional intimacy as well, or where you feel, where you're, I'm seeing some of your life force is going to something in the past, way too much. The reason I'm talking so bluntly is because I'm channeling. It's just because that's just how the message is coming out. So I'm sorry if it's like triggering you, but if it's triggering you, then it's for you, and so take it. I wanted to say take it, B. It's all love. Even if you've experienced like someone passing away in the past, I'm seeing like the lessons you, I don't know, stuff you're learning from that. It teaching you like what you want to build. Even in love, like what kind of long-term relationship do you want? What are my boundaries now? You know, I'm hearing someone say, I'm never going to let someone take advantage of me like that again. And yeah, rightfully so. Good on you. That's okay. But don't let that close you off as well to experiencing love, experiencing community. But I think that the past has taught some of us boundaries, and these boundaries we're actually going to carry into the future. Yeah, a lot of us working hard at work at this time. Some of us might need to have boundaries with work too. We have the outcast and message from fire. And Ogun. Ogun is the Yoruba Orisha of iron, war, strength, courage. They're like fit as, you know. Okay. Some of you, are still talking from this unliberated place, from a place of trauma, from a place of feeling rejected. Or you might be dealing with someone that is kind of in that energy. And is a little bit immature, you know. First and foremost for you, personally, your ancestors want to encourage you, to remind you that you haven't done anything wrong in the past to deserve the things that you have gone through, to acknowledge the wounding that has caused you again, acknowledge it again, come back to it, write about it, journal, because that's what's actually going to provide you with strength. And I see your ancestors bringing in messages of encouragement to you as you're kind of going over things. You might appear fine on the surface, but I see like there's still this little kid inside of you that feels super neglected. I really feel like I'm reading for like 1 or 2 or 3 people in particular. For the collective, I'm seeing like, for those that we can see that feel like kind of outcasted or abandoned, like around us, give words of encouragement. You know, to give encouragement is free. If someone is feeling like not that great, what can you say to make them feel a little bit more loved? You know, that comes from a genuine place, for them to feel a little bit more abundance. I feel like it's important for us to speak abundance over our loved ones at the moment. If you have a partner, big them up, tell them how great they are, regardless of whether you feel like they need it or not. To your friends, tell them how proud of them you are, or I feel like it's important for us to speak what we see in terms of like, okay, I'm seeing that you're doing this for yourself, you're doing this for community, you're growing. You know, speak it, tell people. I'm hearing tell people how much you love them as well. I'm hearing gratitude goes a long way as well. In the future, it looks like, so in the coming weeks, it looks like it's important for us to really like look after our physical body, what we're eating. It's important for us to consume like a whole bunch of produce, so make sure you're like and I've been hearing this a lot, it's probably because we're going into winter here, so like, you know, it's so easy to go into like seasonal depression and those kinds of things. So just make sure you're like upkeeping your physical maintenance, looking after your body. What do you feel like you haven't been eating enough of? Try and get some of that into your diet. Yeah, alongside exercise. This is also contributing maybe to blocks. So maybe in the past, some of us weren't really looking after our bodies as much, or weren't as like, didn't move as much. So notice like the times when you're like feeling a little bit more shitty or feeling better. Sometimes that might be connected to your diet. Yeah, I heard strength training as well. You can do this with others. There might be some of us might be feeling quite isolated or neglected in the future too, or triggered. And I see that's other people or a loved one that really loves you is going to come through with some encouragement to like let you know how much they appreciate you. So receive that. There's abundance in their words. And also what they're saying can't be coming from the divine, coming from ancestors. Yeah, a lot of like messages and things coming through in the future that a lot of us are going to be channeling is what I want to say. So don't underestimate the power of your words, the healing capacity that they have to bring someone strength, to open their heart. Like even if it's like a stranger, you know, hope you have a good day. I don't know. Because a lot of people at this time are going to be feeling quite lonely as we're getting into the colder seasons. I'm also seeing fires with message from fire in this literal fire. So I'm seeing like some of us might be... Why did I just hear Bunsen burner? Fuck, I haven't heard that since science in school and I don't want to go back there. So, don't know what that's about, but well, I don't even remember how those work. But I just saw like someone lighting a fire. So you might connect with your ancestors through fire, through candles, through like cozying up to, yeah, the fireplace. You might have an ancestor that comes to you when you're sitting by the fire or you've lit your candles. They come to talk to you, to tell you things. Give your offering. Some of you have a ancestor that was a man, an uncle, could be a dad, could be a grandfather. They may have been in the military or like some sort of job that was quite serious, like disciplined. They have messages for you, but they want offering. They want to eat. They want food offering. They were a very strong person. If this resonates with you, you'll know who I'm talking about right now. Sorry, I'm just laughing at how straight up I'm being in this reading. Channeling is quite buzzy because I feel like sometimes it feels like my personalities change on a different days. Sometimes I come on here and I'm like, hey guys. And then other times I'm like blunt as. But that's just how spirit's coming through. So it is what it is. I'm also seeing for this ancestor, some of them went through a divorce or a breakup. Like that was very, very... harsh, really restricted them, left them with a lot of wounds. There's something that they want to talk to you about, and there's something I feel like you don't want to hear this, but I feel like there's something that's passed down to you from that situation that you are now here to learn. Yeah, they might be your grandfather, going to just looking at mukupuna. They're a very loving person. They're very wealthy in their mindset. They may have had a lot of money, quite charismatic. We have 6 of earth, 9 of air, 5 of earth, 8 of fire at the base of the deck. Just hold these up. Oh, my butt's getting sore. I always sit on this chair like not like properly. Let me shift myself, fam. That's better. Just moving my heater close to me. Okay. Oops. Some of you might be facing some like pressures when it comes to money, like anxious. I want to pull the rest of this actually. Oh, this Obatala card just came out on top of Ogun, which was the card that I was seeing as the like ancestor. So that's like quite a confirmation for me. This ancestor, or our ancestors, let me just say, really want to bring us peace at this time and cleansing. And they're reminding us that they're protecting us. Definitely like a grandfather vibe. Kuru. Also kuruwai, covering. Obatala is the king of the white cloth. And I think I spoke about this in one of the most recent readings. Ancestors want to remind us that we're protected. Some of you might be Christian, so I'm hearing like protection from sins, forgiveness, forgive yourself. I also heard rebuke, so, well, this ancestor could have been Christian. So the way that they're speaking to me is like that. They're saying that if you don't want something in your life, you can rebuke it. So that pretty much is like just saying no, being in your power and speaking it out loud, fam. Use your voice. Yeah. Whoever's working with their grandfather, like spirits or elder man that has passed, they're with you every step of the way. What other guidance information do you have for us, the collective, at this time? Oh, the sun. That makes me feel better. The guidance information you have for us, the collective, at this time. 10 of a fire reversed. And oh yeah, inside the base of the deck. Whew, okay. Okay, yeah, so I was seeing like the financial stuff. The full moon's in there. Not even just finances. If you're feeling lack in any way, fam, especially due to trauma, I'm hearing generational trauma. So again, this could be something that's played out in your ancestry. You're gonna be fine. You might experience anxiety, or you might be feeling worried or anxious about something. And this could be like love, like feeling like, oh, I don't know if I can ever like experience a harmonious relationship again, or like experience friendships that are harmonious again, or where the exchange is harmonious. And so you might have been experiencing anxiety because of that, or worry, and that's only because of the hurt that still is sifting up to the surface. But it's really been showing you again your boundaries, where you need to set boundaries with yourself, maybe even within your own thoughts. But I see some of us working on this lack that we might feel within community. If it has to do with money, we're putting the work in, and we're going to be successful with the sun. There's success right after 5 of Earth, which is like such a big shift and leap. Some of us might move through depression. Others might not see that, because this is like, I do these cards in like layers. So the undertones of it, or the root of it, there's some lack there. So some of us might hide that we get depressed, or that we have anxiety, which is like whatever, you don't need to share that with everyone, but just a confirmation. But whatever that is, whatever that those worries or pressures or lack, I'm seeing guaranteed we put the work in, we purge, we release what we need to release without distraction. It's going to be successful. But we are going to be really confronted with, I'm hearing, our tendencies and also like our trauma. But I think this is going to align us with like really being able to love freely. And I heard detachment in our relationships and our connections, and also just in what we're creating in community in general, like be less attached to the outcome. Don't join your trauma and your triggers with what you're trying to create in community. If you feel like you're doing that a little bit, just take some time to reflect and step back, I would say. I've written here, you are worthy of love, joy, peace, and abundance. It's an affirmation for myself. And the 10 of Fire card came out on top of that reversed. So I'm feeling like there are some big lessons for us collectively in learning our worth and learning that we are worthy of love, joy, peace, abundance, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically, and materially. And our ancestors are helping us with that, to get out of that lack mindset. Yeah, when it comes to what we are creating generationally, some of us might think in community, oh, we can't experience that, like everything's too fucked. The government's too fucked. This is not, like, we're just being a little bit too negative. And Source saying that's the lack speaking, that's the anxiety speaking. I'm seeing that some of us are scared of believing in more because we don't want to be disappointed in the future. But how can you live like that? I don't know. Know and have faith in the fact that we can receive what we deserve in exchange in every way. So yeah, some of us are coming out of this, sorry Mike, some of us are coming out of this struggle, and our ancestors are helping us. Our loved ones that are stronger at this time or feel more strengthened in their heart space and their body are helping us. And we also need to help ourselves by, again, what we're consuming, what we're eating, exercising, taking the initiative, responsibility for ourselves. And I'm actually seeing this as a really beautiful thing. Where we've felt like outcasted or rejected or traumatized, I see we're actually going to be dancing. We're going to be okay with the things that we have gone through in the past because it has enabled us to be who we are now. So yeah, don't hide your trauma as well. Like if you experienced something, have gone through stuff, it's a part of like your story, and it's a beautiful part of your story, and it's okay. You don't have to pretend like it hasn't happened. But there is, again, those warnings from the beginning of making sure that you're moving on from certain things. I also heard ideologies with Oya at the base of the deck. 5 of water, 8 of air. Just want to show these. Excuse me. Might be stormy, quite stormy coming up in the future, in the near future. Also flooding. So yeah, if you know it floods, I mean, you can only be as prepared as you can be, but if you know it floods around you in certain seasons, then be prepared as possible. I'm also seeing that there's a cleansing and a uprooting of restriction, sorrow, emotional loss, feeling out of control when it comes to emotions as well. And you know, it's okay to flow with the tide too. Like, this person is like holding on to this like twig, and it's really not going to save them, so they're going to end up just flowing out into the water. It's okay. It's okay to like let yourself go and have a cry, a release. So if that's part of the purging, do that as well. Let it all out so source can come and sweep everything up. And if you want to cleanse yourself after, like, you need a physical practice, air looks like it's a tool. Air and fire. So again, the candles, the burning, go outside in the wind, go for a walk so the air outside can cleanse you. Open up your windows, open up your door, let fresh air come into your space as well. And you can say something out loud like, I ask divine source, ancestors, those of love, light, high frequency, truth, justice, and peace only, to come and clear the energy in my space, to refresh the energy in my space, and to remove all heaviness or murkiness or negative and unbeneficial attachments that are in my space and on me. You know, you have the power. Speak it out. Yeah, I think I will leave that there, but let's do one of these cards to end this reading, fam. What guidance do you have for us, the collective, to end this reading for the full moon? We have Ancient Stargazer. Let me read this out from the book. In 1,000 years from now, will they see the stars in the sky the way I see them? Will they know of the cosmos that exists within them? Let me tell them now. Ancient Stargazer is one of the storyteller cards, the messengers who have come into your world from different times. The Stargazer is whimsical, wondrous, whose head exists in the skies. They are the messenger of writing what they see in their time with the purpose to pass it on to the next generation. They are meant to inspire you to read what they have left for you and continue the gift of time-traveling wisdom. You are being called to study any histories you feel drawn to. There is something waiting for you to discover there. You are also being asked to be a documenter of your time in whatever medium you work in or feel inspired to explore. I'm highlighted to documenter of your time. Photography, writing, painting, filming, music, speaking, anything that empowers you to use your voice, literal or symbolically. This card is meant to give you a push to bring an empowered purpose into your work and voice. Ask yourself, what is it you want to leave behind here? And I think that really closes up the whole reading. So I will leave that there, fam. I'm sending you all so much love. Soothe yourself if this reading was triggering or felt a bit harsh, but I do believe it is for your and all of our benefit. Again, if you're wanting a personal reading, it's all in the description. If you want to send us a donation for our exchange, that's in the description too. Yeah, please please share in the comments, whatever you feel like you want to share. I do want to say that this is a community that I am trying to build a little bit online, and it's really nice to interact with you all, hear from you all. So feel free, to do such. So yeah, sending you all heaps of love, and I will see you in the next reading.